Chat children, good Sunday to you. A little late this week, but you know how it is, man. Alright, because, you know, maybe that's because I'm looking at late night Republican television, man. I like to see both views of everything and come to my own conclusions on this. Now, they like to call people that have views different from their own truthers now. Alright, truthers versus sheeple. That's what we're going to call this today. Conspiracy theorists? I don't know. Now, it's much easier to ignore injustice and subterfuge if it doesn't directly impact you than it is to actually look at all the pieces of information and come to your own conclusions through logic, common sense, science, and math. There's a quote from Mike Muir from Suicidal Tendencies. I ain't telling you what to think, I'm just telling you to think. Because I know what you're thinking, and that ain't thinking. Thanks, Mike, for that piece of truth. Now, think global warming. You think it's an effect of man and can be reversed through technology? Think again. Now, those who go against the status quo of human progression to show the error in its ways are stomped into non-existence by the powers that be through the biased media and the monolithic guilds that inhabit this earth and tell you what to think. Now that's where global warming comes back into the conversation, as my-sided as this conversation might be. Scientists, brilliant scholars that have spent their lives not working for corporate or governmental funding, but using their lives for true scientific research towards the betterment of all mankind. All mankind. Now they have been shunned, spat upon, shat upon, thrown out, and ignored because they would not get on the global warming bandwagon. Why not, you ask? Well, at least you're fucking asking, alright? Because it doesn't make sense. That's why. They have done the hard research. They have crunched the numbers. They have formulated hundreds of different scenarios for all aspects of each theory. And it still doesn't contain a shred of common sense or scientific logic. They say it's a crock of shit. They say it's natural planetary progression cycle. Nothing more. Where have you heard that? Therefore, they were an impediment to the global corporations and the global economic cash grab for resources to battle this non-existent problem. Think about it. Now, as I've said before, for their convictions, for their ethics, for their self-respect and pride in finding the truth through science and math. Hold on a sec. You'll like this. Alright. They were shunned. They were thrown out of university halls and offices. They were blackballed by power groups in the scientific community who actually tell you what to think and why to think it. No proof, though. Okay, if the truth doesn't make you money, obviously you just better keep it to yourself. Alright, now we want you to think. War in the Middle East. This too is bullshit. This has got to go off. This is alright. This too is bullshit. But I will be called anti-humanitarian, anti-unpatriotic, unempathetic for saying so. Yet, never a realist for saying so, based on proven common sense. Now, think of the trillions of dollars spent on this debacle we call the war in the Middle East. Think of the billions diverted over the years through nefarious activities by our powers that be. It is incomprehensible to most people. And for what? To bring peace and justice to a region that has been battling each other for thousands of years. If this so-called peace and democracy was attainable, then we would have attained it already through the time, money, lives thrown into it to this day. It is unattainable. It is the world's biggest Ponzi fucking scheme. Think about that. Now, you want those fuckers dead? You want them? What you gotta do is hem them in on all sides. Put a fucking gate around that whole place, and they will fight it out like animals in a farmyard. I guarantee it. And we'll just pick on the ones that are left. Poke them in the forehead until they got the red dot like the Indians. In conclusion, it seems to me, your humble host, that the media-fed sheeple that support the powers that be, they don't have to show conclusive proof of anything as long as people are willing to get on the bandwagon of the gravy train. Now, whereas the truthers, and I really don't like that name because what the fuck does that mean? That they have the truth? They can turn everything around. The conspiracy theorists, they have to conclusively prove their findings to the nth degree just in order to have an iota of credibility that can be quashed at any time and hidden at the bequest of the powers that be. Their truth, your truth, or the truth? Which one do you want? Think, children. It's time to wake up. Conspiracy theorist my ass. Listen to DRI. Don't get squashed beneath the wheel. Public service announcement to all you kids out there, all you adults that might have been listening to this garbage back in the 80s. I got molested by Michael Jackson, and all I got was this crappy t-shirt. Don't do it.
Ha 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 ha.